Well, welcome, Doug Sexy and Bob Vincent here tonight, walking you through the first night of it's actually senior night. We have 4 seniors tonight, Bob, that hopefully will take the mat here, but we have number 6 in Embry Riddle in town against the number 8 Providence Argos.
Yeah, Doug, thank you. We're hoping to have a good duel tonight. It's always good to be in the McLaughlin Center on a Friday night with some wrestling going on in front of a packed house here, and looking forward to a good duel.
Absolutely, yeah. They're just going through the face-off right now, and you know, these teams have met twice this year already up at the National Dual Tournament, and Embry Riddle got the best of us the first go around, and then the next day of the same tournament, Argos came back and defeated them fairly handily for the to get 5th place at the National Dual Tournament. So this will they're 1-1 so far this year. This will be kind of the tiebreaker.
That's right. That's right. You know, the Argos own a 9-2 all-time win-loss record against the Eagles from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So our all-time lead is secure tonight, but it sure be nice to take 2 out of 3 on the season.
Absolutely. Well, let's get down to it. At 125, Argos send out Tanner Ulrey against the number 4 guy, Landon Smith.
Yeah, Tanner's one of these seniors that was honored earlier tonight at senior night. So,
yeah, Tanner from Central Point, Oregon. He's 9-6 on the season. And Landon Smith is currently ranked number 4 in the country for the Eagles.
That's right, yeah. So the Argos have the number 10 ranked 125-pounder in the country, and Kobe Johnson. But Kobe's sitting this one out and deferring to the senior Tanner Ulrey. So
looks like Tanner got the first.
That's a good way to start out against a highly ranked opponent.
Absolutely. So it looks like they scored it. Landon Smith actually got the first takedown, and then they awarded Tanner a reversal. So 3-2 in favor of Smith.
Yeah, a little bit of a scramble there, but good job. Some continuous wrestling going on there. And Smith is out for 1-point escape, and it's 4-2. Embry Riddle's Smith in the lead. Minute and a half to go in the first period.
Tonight's ref duties will be undertaken by Chaz DeWitt. Chaz is from Utah, and for you wrestling fans out there, he's a familiar face on the NAIA mat.
We're under a minute to go in the first period.
Tanner's doing a good job at the center of the mat there.
It's awful tough to score at this level, but 125-pounders seem to have good tanks, and so we got a lot of wrestling ahead of us here.
Last 12 seconds of the first period. Oh, that was a nice shot. Takedown.
Yeah, Ulrey puts 3 more on the scoreboard with about 6 seconds left in the period.
There's a question about riding time right now on the side of the mat. Red's choice. Red takes down. End of the first period. Smith up 7-2 on Ulrey. Quick 1-point escape from Smith.
Might have a little blood here, so a little break in the action. Doug, you know, it's senior night. You really got to appreciate a student athlete who sticks it out. You know, 4 or 5 years of a grind like this. You know, not everybody wants to do that, and not everybody can do that.
No, it can be a grueling sport, but a very worthwhile sport, obviously. But you're right, Bob. Lots, especially at these weights, lots of nights cutting weight. You know, not necessarily eating as much as you'd like to eat, working out 2-3 times a day, and it's definitely a huge commitment for these kids.
Yeah, you know, the way these guys train at this level, it's like I said, it's pretty easy to look over your shoulder at the kids that aren't doing this at this age and say, why am I doing this? And then you know, you go in the room and you got a few of you like-minded individuals, and keeps you going. So for these seniors, I'm sure it's kind of a sort of a bittersweet run here this last month or so of their wrestling careers. But you know, hats off to them for sticking it out and you know, making a lifetime worth of memories in the process
and friendships.
Yeah, absolutely.
No question.
So University of Providence and the City of Great Falls and the state of Montana is proud of these guys.
Absolutely. Well, after blood time, we're in the second period. There's about a minute 35 left in the second period. And Landon Smith leads Ulrey 8-2.
Yeah, again, if you just joined this here, we've got Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University at the University of Great Falls Argo. Argo's it's senior night, second period, about a minute left in the 125-pound match, the first match of the duel. We got Tanner Ulrey from the University of Providence against number 4 in the country, Landon Smith from Embry-Riddle.
Embry-Riddle has a good team, number 6 in the country. They're just coming off a win. They handily beat Southern Oregon last Sunday in a duel. And then they have the long trip up here in Montana, where tonight they wrestle the Argos, and then tomorrow night they'll head out and wrestle Northern up in Havre.
Yeah, that's a tough road trip. There's actually 6 teams from the Cascade Collegiate Conference ranked in the top 25 right now, and tonight we're watching the top 2 of those 6 go at it, and tomorrow night Embry-Riddle heads up the road, and they got the number 3 of the 6 ranked teams in the conference.
Yeah. Yep, very tough road trip. Not to mention the weather. You know, they're from Arizona.
No doubt. Yeah. Well, here we go. Starting the third period. Smith from Embry-Riddle up 8-2. And Tanner Ulrey starts on the bottom and looking to score an escape point here and then get busy and
he does.
Score in flurries. Yeah, Doug, you talk about the weather. We're having some cold weather here in Montana. It's about 3 or 4 degrees out there. Going to get to 5 below tonight. It was 60 degrees today in Prescott, Arizona, where Embry-Riddle
A little bit of culture shock.
University is, yeah. We'd have home mat advantage if we were wrestling in the parking lot, that's for sure.
No question. Already looking to score here. Instead, Smith can really be fast when he wants to be.
Smith in on a single and a little scramble here. This is yet to be decided how this is going to go.
And Smith does finish, awarded 3 points for a takedown.
Riding time not a factor at all.
Tanner needs one escape. And he gets it. So he eludes the major, which is really nice.
That's a good job. You know, sometimes when you're in a duel, you're looking for guys to go out and just, you know, avoid giving up that major, that tech, or that fall. And, you know, I mean, there's not a lot of solace in that for Tanner right now, but it's a 3-0 team lead for the Eagles, and there's a lot of wrestling yet to go. So
that 1 point was an important point for the escape. Brings the team score to 3-0 Embry-Riddle.
Landon Smith's a tough kid, for sure.
Yeah, excellent wrestler. Next up at 133 pounds is Alan Hendricks from Embry-Riddle, and Dre Coles for the University of Providence. Dre is a hometown kid right out of Great Falls, wrestled at Great Falls High School.
In limited action this year, Dre's 4-2 on the season. He finished third last weekend at the Tyler Plummer Classic. Say that 3 times quick. Out at Dickinson. So yeah, we're familiar with Dre.
Hendricks is actually ranked number 7 at 125, but he's bumping up tonight to fill the 133 spot for Embry-Riddle. And Coles with the first takedown.
Yeah, not sure if Embry-Riddle would have otherwise had an open spot there at 133, or if they just thought that it was a good strategy to plug Hendricks in and give him a chance to sneak out with a win at 133 and tilt the duel their way. But
bumping up at
so
this
far,
level is fairly tough, Bob.
Yeah. You know, if he's been making weight at 125 all year, and
not easy.
You know, he's going to bump up 8 pounds here. That's a lot to ask, and they might have underestimated Dre Coles.
Absolutely. Dre riding tough. Looks like he's got about 53 seconds of riding time.
Dre
and
got himself
Hendricks
in a
going to
little
get the
trouble.
reversal.
Dre was right there at about a minute's worth of riding time and
got a little high and was reversed.
45 seconds left in the first period. Hendricks riding. Cole's tough.
Hendricks looking to finish on top in this first period. About 10 seconds to go.
He's going to erase Dre's riding time and wrap up the first period. 4 seconds to his advantage.
Yeah.
3-2. Great calls.
Looks like we got blood. Little blood time. Guess gives us an opportunity to talk about the Argos a little bit. You know, talking to Coach Comack and Coach Vincent before the match. They're a little banged up tonight.
Yeah,
you know, the season's the last 2 weeks been tough on them.
They have been. You know, they've taken some, you know, some pretty thin teams to the duels they've been wrestling, and some pretty thin teams to the tournaments they've been to, and they're trying to get healthy because they've got the Cascade Collegiate Conference tournament coming up, the 21st and the 22nd of this month. They got a few weeks to get healthy, but you know that's the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
they're hopeful to get a bunch of kids back, and I think they will. But you're right; it can be a tough sport, and injuries late in the season are never welcome.
That's right. You got to play the hand that's dealt you, and so they're you know they're putting the best lineup they can out here tonight. They're missing a few of their would-be starters, and you know, and when it comes to putting a team out there for duels, it's next man up. You know,
absolutely.
There's a lot of competition in that wrestling room, and there's a lot of guys that are looking for this chance. So let's see what those guys that might not otherwise be in this lineup, let's see what they can do tonight.
Hendricks gets a quick escape and then shoots right back in on a double, and he goes up 3-6 early in the second period. Accumulating riding time at about 30 seconds now for Hendricks.
Under a minute to go in the second period.
Stalemate.
Hendricks is north of a minute of riding time.
Dre's having a tough time building the base. Hendricks is tough on top.
He just got dinged for a stalling warning. Referee's looking for him to work a little harder, and I don't know if it's a matter of working hard.
End of two, Ellen Hendricks, memory riddle on top of Dre Coles, 6-3.
We start the third period neutral. Dre's looking to score from his feet and score another takedown like he started the match out with.
You bet. Hendricks awarded 3 points for another takedown.
This time Dre's built a base and he's looking for that one escape. An opportunity to go to work again and finish with a flurry. 1 minute left in the third and final period.
Hendricks has riding time locked up. So the score right now is basically 10-3 with riding time.
A single, and doesn't look like he's got enough to finish it.
Riding time looks like 11-4. And just like that, Embry-Riddle jumps out on the team score, taking the first two matches, 6-0. Embry-Riddle.
Dre keeps it to a 7-point margin, and once again, it's a decision, not a major. So the 141-pound bout is underway, and we got Tristan Bremer from University of Providence against number 15 in the nation, Adam Stanley here. Doug, I'm not. Is this Stanley or is this Lopez?
I'm not sure if that's Stanley or Lopez. I believe it's Lopez, and if it is Lopez, Bremer beat him the last time they wrestled at the national tours. It was a really, really good match. So we're looking forward to a good match between two ranked wrestlers.
Right. They're right in there. Tristan's ranked number 14 in the last coach's polls, and Lopez was 12th. So the coach across the country would say these guys are pretty even.
Bremer was awarded the takedown.
Yeah, nice work on the edge of the mat there.
Tristan's a redshirt sophomore out of Lewiston, Idaho. 10-6 record this year. He's really starting to come into his own.
Yeah, nice to see a sophomore that's just getting better as the season goes on, and you know he's got a lot of wrestling career in front of him here.
Absolutely.
You watch, you see some of these student athletes grow from boys to men while they're here with the program, and yeah, Tristan's doing just that.
Absolutely. I've gotten to know Tristan over the last couple of years, and relatively quiet man. Loves to fly fish. In fact, that's one of the reasons he decided upon University of Providence is we're fairly close to good fly fishing here in Montana.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we'll sell what we got to recruit recruit guys like Tristan.
That's the second time he scored on that slide by Bob.
That's slick. That's slick, and he's built a 6-1 lead here.
Yeah.
And if he can do that all night, this isn't going to be as close as we thought it would be.
No, it was much closer at the National Dual Tournament about 3 weeks ago.
We're still here in the first period, though, Doug, so we're not going to.
We can get some swipes here.
We got near fall points.
He did. Referee's holding 3 up right now. He's accumulating riding time, close to that minute. And he's looking to get more near fall. He's awarded 3 near falls, so at the end of the first period, Bremer jumps out 9-1 with a 1:09 riding time. Good first period for Tristan.
Commanding lead thus far. 4 minutes of wrestling to go, but that's about as good a start as you can hope for.
Yep.
So Bremer's going to choose to start on bottom and look to build his lead with an escape here. To his feet. Fighting the hands.
Bremer's comfortable on the side here, wrestling on the side of the mat. This is where he scored both his takedowns, actually.
He got that 1-point escape, and he's back where he wants to be. And there,
third takedown on the side of the mat, Bob.
He does it again. He does it again. Yeah,
he's very, very mat aware. Brings a score of 13-1. 51 seconds left in the second period. Bremer looking to accumulate more riding time.
Very close to some near fall points there, not quite. 30 seconds left in the second period. Tristan Bremer owns a 13-1 lead over Embry-Riddle's Christian Lopez. Busy looking for a turn.
Lopez going to go neutral for the third period.
And that would seem to be just fine with Tristan Bremer. He scored 3 takedowns over the first 2 periods, so he's liking to work off his feet.
Bremer looking to get bonus points for the Argos, up 13-1.
Doug, one thing you notice at this point in the season is we talked about how some of the teams are banged up, but these guys are in wrestling shape. You know, sometimes the first month or 6 weeks of the season, you get into the third period here and you see guys
little lull in the
start
action.
to take their foot off the gas, and
but not tonight.
We're not seeing that tonight.
No, I agree.
Not yet.
Oh, nice. Bremer in on a single.
No score. Look good. I just got done saying, yeah, that's a matter. These guys aren't slowing down. They're wrestling.
Strong, hard double attempt by Bremer.
.30 seconds left in the match here. And the Argos Tristan Bremer would like to score again. And put that major decision on the board
Single
for the
again.
team.
8 seconds left. Looks like Lopez is going to fight it off. And Lopez gets the last takedown.
So with Bremer's riding time finished, final score is 13-4.
13-4, and gives the Argos their first points of the night. Should be 6-4, if I'm not mistaken, right? Team score?
Yeah, it'd be 6-4, and so we're on to the 149-pound match between the Argos' Dougie Swanson out of Missoula, Montana, and Embry-Riddle Eagles, number 6 in the country, Jonah Chu.
They met once already this year, and Jonah won by fall in their first meeting. Jonah's a tough wrestler, number 6 in the nation. You know a little bit about Dougie Swanson.
So Dougie Swanson is the cousin of Argos coach Ty Vinson.
Yeah.
Dougie spent 5 years here as a student athlete and wrapping up his career. Dougie's been in lineup for a lot of the Argos duels over those 5 years.
There's been a Swanson in this program for a long, long time. His older brother KJ also wrestled for the Argos.
Yes, he did. He wrapped his career up last year.
Yeah.
Chu with the first takedown, and Swanson out pretty quickly. 3-1, Jonah Chu with the lead. A minute and a half to go. We're halfway through the first period. Doug, how do you think being a senior, wrestling on senior night, in front of your family, in front of the home crowd, do you think that's a motivator?
Yeah, I think it's an absolute motivator. Can't get up for that one. I don't know what you can get up for, but almost a bittersweet moment for some of these kids, you know, realizing their wrestling careers are coming near an end.
This is a chance for Dougie Swanson to wrestle well and show good, and you know, Dougie's a kid that he'd like to punch his ticket to nationals this year, and
Absolutely.
and you know, he's right there. He can do that, and a good showing tonight would
No question.
would get people's attention. You bet. Swanson fends off a shot from Chu.
Pretty good first period there. 3-1, Chu. Swanson chooses down. Chu accumulating riding time. He's at about 40 seconds. Swanson needs an escape. Building a base.
Under a minute to go in the second period, and Chu's got riding time.
Ref wants to see a little more action from Swanson. Just got hit with a stalling call. And Chu ends the period with 4 points at near fall, bringing the score to 7-1 going into the third.
Chu was tough on top there for 2
really
minutes,
is.
and kind of wore Dougie down in that. That 4 count came in about the last 4 seconds of the period. So
Yeah.
Swanson starting out on top, got legs in, trying to hang on and get Chu back to the mat where he can go to work.
Gonna let him go. Swanson needs a takedown here. Chu in on a nice single.
Swanee was pressure on the head, trying to counter that.
Dougie can score here.
Yeah, that's a nice little rabbit home move.
Swanson close to scoring.
Close to scoring, and
Chu comes out on top with a 3-point takedown.
that was a fun scramble to watch. And
Yeah.
didn't go the Argos' way. .30 seconds to go in the match.
Chu's gonna let him up.
Eleven to 2 is the score. Jonah Chu from Embry-Riddle in the lead. Over the Argos, Dougie Swanson. Chu in on a single.
Trying to get the technical superior. Here is Chu. And he does. He finished strong. Chu finished strong.
He did. He did. What makes the team score 11 to 4 for the Eagles from Embry-Riddle?
This should be a good match. Aiden Graves out of Sydney, Montana for Providence. He's number 5 in the nation. He's going to wrestle Logan Hauncey. Hauncey ranked 12 in the nation. Aiden's a junior from Sydney, 9'3" this season.
Boy, Coach Melby out in Sydney's been cranking out wrestlers for a few decades,
Boy.
hasn't he?
Yeah, lots of wrestlers coming out of Sydney.
I'd like to.
In fact, the Minnesota Gophers head coach is from Sydney.
That's right. And when we can sign a Sydney kid.
Nice duck under by Graves there for a 3-point takedown. And Hansi gets the escape right away.
I was going to say, when we can sign a Sydney kid, we can rest assured that we got a good one.
No question. Anyone wrestle for Guy Melby, they have the basics down for sure. Guy's sent a lot of wrestlers to college. These two met earlier out at the national duels. Graves came out and topped that one.
Looking to prove it was no fluke tonight. Off to a good start. Halfway through the first period.
Another nice duck under by Graves. It's kind of his signature takedown.
Yeah, he's imposed it a couple times here, so.
Graves up 6-2 in the first period, about 25 seconds left. Hansi chooses down.
So at the end of the first period here in our 157-pound bout. If you're joining us late, the Eagles from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University out of Arizona on a 11-4 lead in the team scoreboard over the Argos tonight.
Hansi in on a nice shot. Graves showing a little bit of flexibility there, Bob.
He's not where he wants to be.
No, that's.
But he's not in. He's not in tough shape yet. And he's improving his position here, and I'd say he's out of trouble.
Still neutral, stalemate.
So it's 6-3. Aiden Graves from the Argos still in the lead. Embry-Riddle took the first two matches at 125 and 133, and the Argos, Tristan Bremer,
got us on the board.
Got us on the board with a major decision at 141. Argos dropped 149. Here we are at 157, looking to close the gap in the duel here.
Going into the third period, Graves up 6-3. And he chooses bottom.
Several matchups here tonight between wrestlers ranked in the NAIA coaches poll. Graves out quickly for a 7-3 lead. A minute and a half left in the match.
Stall warning on Graves. It's his first.
Under a minute to go in the match. Graves hanging on to a 7-3 lead.
Another duck under.
Swing and a miss.
Once he got wise to it.
Both these wrestlers trying to score under 10 seconds.
And that's it. Graves takes that match 7-3. 3 more points for the Argos. Should bring the Argos score up to 7.
We're in striking distance from tying the score in this
5
duel.
matches. Eagles lead the Argos 7-11.
Thanks for joining us tonight for this duel between the University of Great Falls Argos and the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Eagles here in Great Falls, Montana. It's a cold night. I'm thinking there's a few people who stayed home and are joining the stream here who might have come out if the weather was a little better. Temp outside the McLaughlin Center's hovering around 0 Fahrenheit.
Blaze Samoy, he's one of our wrestlers from Hawaii. He's a sophomore. He's got an 18-12 record. I think he just finished second at the last week's tournament over in Dickinson. In on a single, he's wrestling Keller Rock. Keller's #2 rated wrestler at 165 in the nation. He was in the national championship match last year.
Yeah, Blaze has his work cut out for him here, but
Keller's got a lot of mat time. Incidentally, his dad, K.C. Rock, is the coach of Embry-Riddle. Very savvy wrestler.
yeah, you can bet his first time in the wrestling room wasn't when he walked on campus as a freshman.
It was fun watching. He and a lot of you Argo fans will remember Jordan Comack. He was a 165er, and the last 2 years that Jordan was here, he and Keller had some knockdown dragouts, both coaches' sons. Both very, very good wrestlers. They had some exciting matches.
Yeah, that was a great storyline.
Blaze looking for an escape.
Strong move there, but Rock goes along for the ride and maintains control.
Blaze is one of our young improving wrestlers. He's really getting quite a few matches this year. You know, he's already got 30 matches this year. That's what you like to see. That's what they need to improve.
Well, he's been very durable, and yeah, nothing like mat time to progress. So he's getting that mat time, like you said.
Rock looking for a tilt. Got a 1 count. You need at least 2 to get near fall.
Blaze knew where he was and wouldn't have it.
Rock working on a tilt. Rock did get a 4 count at the end of that period, so it brings a score 7-0 at the end of 1.
Embry-Riddle showing a knack for scoring as the clock
points
winds down.
Yeah. That can be so disheartening if you're the guy getting scored on.
You fight and you fight and you fight and you fight that often.
Hard hands by Blaze. Rock in on a deep single. And he finishes near out of bounds. Another 3 points for Rock. Very patient wrestler.
Well, like you said, Doug, he's been around for a long time, and he's been a good NAI wrestler for a long time, and you know he's a guy with an eye on a national championship, and
absolutely,
and no doubt he's going to be in the hunt.
Blaze heavy on that head. He had double unders. Good movement by Blaze.
Good counter wrestling by
Rock has a pair of hips for sure.
Blaze scores that on 99 guys out of 100. I'll tell you, that's
another takedown at the end of the period. That's just a killer.
Rock counters a really good single by Blaze, and scores as the time expires. And
so Blaze is going to let him up. Rock in another single.
Rock and
Thinks about switching to the double, keeps the single.
Blaze fighting that off, and
great balance by Blaze.
Rock's looking to put a stake in this. One more score, and we got a technical fall here.
Oh.
Not. I just about said not yet, and finished the takedown on the edge of the mat. I'm looking for the fall, and
that's going to do it.
Blaze isn't having it. Well, Doug, we talked earlier about how beat up the Argos are, and it looks to me like we're gonna.
Well, that's one.
We're gonna concede a couple matches here, and
yeah.
We're just.
And that's gonna obviously hurt the team score. We have a tough 174-pounder, but he's not able to go tonight. So Daniel Gorskov will receive the forfeit at 174.
And the Argos counter with the forfeit win at 184. Chase Uso out on the mat, gets his hand raised, and then back comes.
So that'll bring us to our heavyweight match, I guess, 285.
Yeah.
Ethan DeRoche versus number 2, Kenneth Copley.
So after 3 forfeits at 174, 184, and 197, we're at the heavyweight match. Team scores locked up by the Eagles out of Embry-Riddle, 28-13 over the Argos. But it'd sure be nice, Doug, to finish with a win here. Ethan,
absolutely.
Ethan, the hometown boy, who's.
This would be a big win for Ethan.
Hails from the mean hallways of Great Falls High.
They got a great wrestling program over there. Sent lots of kids into the college ranks.
Coach Comack for the Argos led the Bison at Great Falls High for many years before coming across town to the University of Providence and taking the helm here.
He absolutely did. Your boy's very familiar with Coach Comack. Bobby and Ty both wrestled for him in high school, both state champions. And now Ty, your oldest son, is the assistant coach with Coach Comack.
Second son.
Second son.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
right. That's Bobby.
That's
Bobby's
right.
your oldest.
That's right.
He's just your smaller one, right?
yeah. Ty wound up being the bigger kid.
Ty.
Yeah, and also on Coach Comack's staff here is Cole Mendenhall, who was a Bison wrestler, and
both D1 wrestlers. Ty, University of Oregon, and Cole was out there in Wyoming, University of Wyoming for 4 years.
A cowboy.
Ethan holding his own against the number 2 wrestler in the nation, Copley.
At the national duels a few weeks back, in one of those 2 duels, Embry-Riddle sent heavyweight Corbin Hayes out, also a ranked wrestler, against Ethan, and Ethan came away with a win in that one at the duels. But
And I maybe misspoke. This could be Corbin Hayes. Do you know who it is? It's either Hayes
did I
or
say
Copley.
I don't know here, Doug.
I'm not sure either. But you're right. Both of Embry-Riddle's heavyweights are ranked.
And Ethan wrestled both of them at the duels. You said you talked earlier about how the Argos had dropped a close one to Embry-Riddle by criteria in the first duel, and came back and wrestled him again and handed him a.
Actually beat him fairly handily. 24-12, I think, was the second score.
Right, and Ethan also split in the 2 duels and dropped the match to Copley and beat Corbin Hayes.
Ethan gets a warning, stall, didn't return in time, so he just lets him go.
Wrestlers built a lot alike. You get into this weight class and you see sometimes some different shapes and sizes, and
they're not the biggest heavyweights I've seen.
No, neither of them are. Big boys nonetheless, and
absolutely.
They're both looking for a takedown here.
One, third period, about 40 seconds left.
And as the clock winds down to 30 seconds, these guys are just getting a little busier than they've been.
Might see our first overtime match tonight, Bob.
I'm thinking neither of these guys really want that to happen, and it looks like they would both like to score a takedown here and keep that from happening. But as the clock winds down to 0, we are going to overtime.
OT match.
Coaches from both teams and benches from both teams encouraging their guys to go.
2 minutes on the clock. First score wins.
Finish here. The duel's been decided in Embry-Riddle's favor, but
it's all about pride here.
It's all about pride, and both these teams would like to come out of their seats and finish this on an exciting note with a win here in this last match. Embry-Riddle in on Ethan's for a single, and
Ethan gets a stall call, going out of bounds, awarded 1 point.
Coach Comac's going to make a case for reconsideration.
Tough way to lose a match. I didn't think that was stalling, but obviously the referee did. So,
judgment call.
Senior night here. Argos go down 31-13.
Banged up lineup tonight, and no excuses
No.
Embry-Riddle made a good showing.
They're a good team. They're a well-coached team. They got some talented wrestlers. There's a reason why they're the number 6 team in the nation.
That's right. That's right. Well, Doug, we're just a little more than a month, about